and welcome to Restoration Graveyard. Are you ready for the graveyard shift? If I could describe this game in a single sentence, it would be a cozy game with spooky vibes where you help ghosts restore their graveyard and revive its reputation. You're probably asking, what are the cores of this game? What's the soul of this game? And why should I care about this game? To answer that, I wanted an outlet to present my macabre and gothic interests in a laid back, more relaxing way. This is a vessel for wholesome and emotional short stories with a diverse cast of characters, all surrounding the idea of bringing something back to life that was once abandoned.
Mechanically, the game is very narrative heavy. A lot of the gameplay and the interactions are going to be centered around talking with and interacting with other people. However, there's going to be a small element of interaction with the world for the player where you can clean up and restore the graveyard. All of this will be limited by the day and night cycle, which will be displayed not only by a HUD element, but also just the time of day around the world and what can actually be interacted with. The core gameplay loop is very simple. The apartment, which will be the first area of every cycle, will have a lot of environmental storytelling via unpacked boxes or whatnot. The remainder of the day will be very focused on pushing the story forward, with two of those cycles being surrounded with talking with people, talking with the ghosts, and unlocking new things. Finally, the player interacts with cleaning the graveyard. This will be directly impacted with what kind of narrative you've done so far.
These are some games we felt had similarities we could use to paint a picture. We have Spiritfarer, being able to interact with ghosts and being a positive and comforting figure for them within their afterlife. We then have Cult of the Lamb. We are also a 2.5D game with an isometric point of view, with a gothic and macabre theming. Lastly, there is Grimoire Groves, taking the aspects of restoring something with a charming and spooky touch. All these games come with varying popularity and reach. You play as Rowan, a non-binary 22-year-old who has been hopping place to place and job to job, never quite sticking somewhere for too long. They have a great interest towards both whimsical and spooky things. They lie between being a hard skeptic, but also wishing for a little more magic and supernatural within their life. Along this path, you will meet four ghosts: Callista, Dimitri, Ryosuke, and Iana. All of them being from a mixture of different backgrounds and some point in time within the last century. You will be able to talk with them, hear about their life, who they knew, and what they did. For the narrative, this game is story-driven, focusing on the graveyard you are set to work in. There are heavy rumors that the graveyard is haunted or cursed, if not both. The town blames the people before that made it into a brief tourist attraction. No hire will stay there for long, leading you to be the mayor's last resort. You will play as Rowan and follow them, being able to learn about the ghosts and finding a place for themselves.
For the art style Restoration Graveyard, we are imagining something that is mute tones with colorful palette. That is basically something that we imagine as what a person would think of autumn and fall season, something that is very a more darker season with dreary tones, but has very colorful palettes such as the reds and oranges and pinks, very fiery, very warm. And then we are thinking of doing a very comic style line art, something similar to DC style art in comic books, like DC style comic books. A game that has a very similar art style to what we were imagining is Stray Gods. On this slide, you can see here the concept art that we have worked on so far. This is some, not everything that we have, but these are ones that we have branched out from and moved on to. So in the very top left is a video clip of some work that our programmer slash UI UX designer has worked on. And this is like kind of them walking around in their apartment. Below are some screenshots of the graveyard on the bottom left, some images of the layout of the graveyard, and then in the middle is the layout of the bedroom from a bird's eye point of view. On the very right side are the most recent concept art for the main character. These are drawn by the character artist on our team. So you can see here on the very bottom is a very first concept art for Rowan, the protagonist that the player would play as. And then on the top right, you can see a screenshot of some clothes. These were all pulled from those screenshots were pulled from Pinterest, which are kind of like inspiration for blocking out the shapes and fashion for the character onto the second, which was basically pasted on the second imaging concept art for the character. And then very top right headshot is the third imaging concept art for the character, and the very most recent one is the fully drawn out kind of airbrushed sketch in the very middle with the purple sweater and all the different accessories. So we're still branching out and trying to direct our character to look its very best and attract our viewers, but this is where we're going right now.
Hi, my name's Atlas. I am the writer and creative director, plus vision holder for Restoration Graveyard, and this is a little bit about me. I am a queer writer that focuses on world building and character creation, though I dabble in all forms of writing as I just enjoy it. I have also written 4 other games within this program, such as Crow Heist and Love Surge, and excited to continue on.
Hello, my name is Aiko Ilology, and I am the character artist and producer on our team currently. Something about me is that most of my art is inspired from anime and manga, and as well as manhwas, mostly from webcomics on Webtoon. And this has pretty much brought me into being interested in creating for games. So I've been making webcomics myself since 2019. You can see on the right side, I have, of course, a picture of myself, but also some drawings that I have from my project. So you can see the title card for Rice and Maggots up in the top of the page, which is my most recent cover for the webtoon, and then 3 designs that came out of my trip to Japan. And yeah, this is what I do, and I hope to continue to produce more characters and make more for this team and make Restoration Graveyard a great game. Thank you.
I'm Harrison. I'm the UI UX designer as well as the programmer. I'm primarily the game programmer. I started out making really simple RPG Maker and Minecraft mods when I was younger. However, nowadays I work a lot more in Unreal Engine, a little bit of Godot. I have a major proclivity for factory sim games, horror games, a lot of mechanically deep games. Also love some older JRPGs. I hope to continue to work on this project. I'm liking it a lot, and I can't wait to see what it turns out to be.
Now, as for what we need to really bring this vision to life is 1 or 2 2D background artists, composer slash sound designer, animator slash rigger, and another 2D programmer. I really think that with that team, we can make it. As for a stretch goal, this is a little less than what we need, but more of a real desire of mine to really nail down this atmosphere, this vibe for this game, is I hope to get it fully voice acted. Now, even if that means testing my range a little bit, I think we can do it. I trust in my team's ability. And with that, thank you for your time. I hope that you are interested or like my game idea. Me and my team are working very hard on it, and I hope to see it fully realized and have people play it. Bye-bye.